Welcome back to Iraqi Dinar News, your go-to source for critical developments in the global currency space. If you're holding Iraqi dinars or closely tracking the economic future of Iraq, today's report could dramatically influence your perspective. As of June 27, 2025, current date in the USA, a significant shift has emerged from one of America's largest financial institutions, Chase Bank. This isn't just a routine policy adjustment. It's a move that's sparking major conversations among investors, economists, and currency watchers worldwide. Chase Bank has officially revised the way it handles the Iraqi dinar exchange process, and this change may be the clearest signal yet that the financial world is bracing for a new chapter in Iraq's monetary story. Chase Bank, a pillar of the U.S. financial sector, has recently updated its internal protocols for handling foreign currencies. And yes, the Iraqi dinar is now under stricter scrutiny. The update involves revised verification protocols for those looking to deposit or exchange dinar at Chase branches. These include more detailed identification checks, stricter requirements to prove the origin of the dinars, and even in some cases, mandatory appointments to carry out dinar transactions. While this might seem like an inconvenience at first glance, many interpret it as a sign that Chase is anticipating increased volume, possibly due to a future value change. Financial institutions of Chase's size rarely overhaul procedures without clear reason, and these new steps suggest they're preparing for a possible shift in the currency's importance. So why now? What's behind this change? Some suggest it's simply regulatory housekeeping, tightening compliance to meet evolving international standards for foreign exchange, especially for currencies that face heavy speculation like the Iraqi dinar. But others see a deeper motive. Analysts are pointing out that this move could indicate Chase is preparing for potential adjustments in Iraq's financial system if Iraq implements reforms, moves toward economic liberalization, or enhances its transparency in managing oil revenues. Banks like Chase would want to be ahead of the curve, ready to handle the growing interest in dinar transactions. More interestingly, Chase branches have reportedly begun asking customers why they are exchanging dinars, whether it's for speculative purposes or for travel. This line of questioning hints at a deeper institutional interest in how this currency is being utilized. Historically, such tracking efforts have been reserved for currencies that financial institutions expect to become more active or valuable in the global market. The implication? Chase might be signaling early confidence in Iraq's economic trajectory, albeit in a quiet and careful way. At the same time, Iraq's internal progress should not be overlooked. The country is pushing forward with economic overhauls aimed at reducing corruption, modernizing banking infrastructure, and reducing its dependency on U.S. dollars for domestic transactions. Prime Minister Soudani and the Central Bank of Iraq have both emphasized the need for a more resilient economy and stable currency. If these reforms continue, especially if Iraq boosts transparency around oil revenues and encourages private sector expansion, demand for the dinar could rise organically, and international recognition of the currency could follow. It's important to understand that the current low valuation of the dinar doesn't reflect Iraq's potential, but rather the lingering effects of years of war, sanctions, and over-reliance on oil exports. The nation is now in a rebuilding phase, and as foreign investment gradually increases, so too does the need for a reliable, exchangeable national currency. Chase's actions may have more to do with positioning for future growth than reacting to present value. Think of it like a retailer preparing inventory ahead of a major sale. There's a readiness here that shouldn't be dismissed. But let's be clear. Just because Chase is making policy changes doesn't mean an instant revaluation is imminent. These updates don't guarantee an increase in the dinar's value. However, it does send a message that financial institutions are paying closer attention to developments in Iraq than they were even a year ago. And if more banks follow suit, this could usher in a new phase where the Iraqi dinar is no longer treated as a fringe investment, but as a currency with genuine global interest. That alone represents a significant shift in tone and strategy. What does all this mean for individual investors and dinar holders? If you're currently holding dinar or planning to do so, this is the moment to be more vigilant than ever. Monitor the foreign currency exchange policies of your bank, especially if you bank with institutions like Chase. Make it a point to call ahead, inquire about their latest requirements, and confirm whether you'll need an appointment. Ask about any exchange fees, document checks, or transaction limits. While online rumors may continue to swirl, it's these first-hand verifications that will give you clarity and help you avoid missteps. Chase's move is undoubtedly significant, but it's only one piece of a much broader puzzle. Long-term currency investments, particularly those connected to nations rebuilding their economies, require patience, discipline, and fact-based analysis. Another emerging factor to consider is how this shift connects with the global move toward a cashless financial system. Around the world, more economies are leaning into digital payments, mobile wallets, and blockchain-backed transactions. Iraq is slowly joining that wave. As this digital transformation continues, the dinar may need to evolve in order to be usable across global platforms. If the dinar does become part of a digitized ecosystem, banks like Chase will play a pivotal role in ensuring the legitimacy and security of those digital transactions. This latest policy shift could very well be part of a larger roadmap, one that prepares Chase to verify, manage, and protect dinar exchanges in a future with fewer physical bills. And let's not forget that Chase doesn't operate in isolation. Major financial institutions often act in coordination with larger financial frameworks, such as guidance from central banks or international regulators. This means that Chase's updated policies might be the result of ongoing discussions or anticipated global shifts regarding the Iraqi dinar. It wouldn't be out of the question for other banks to quietly adopt similar measures in the months to come. What may look like a minor procedural change today could be the first visible ripple in what might become a much bigger movement throughout the global financial system. Imagine a scenario where Iraq's reforms stay on track, oil revenue remains strong, and political stability continues to improve. In such a future, demand for the Iraqi dinar would likely increase, not just in Iraq but globally. Banks like Chase, which have already laid the groundwork with stricter exchange frameworks and verification systems, would be ready to meet that demand quickly and efficiently. In that case, investors who paid close attention, stayed informed, and held their positions might be among the first to benefit from the dinar's resurgence. However, it's important not to let speculation cloud your judgment. A currency revaluation is not something that happens overnight or without immense coordination. It involves central banks, international agreements, and careful economic balancing. Chase updating its policy doesn't mean the RV is happening tomorrow, but it does tell us something very important. Momentum is building. Financial institutions don't make these changes for no reason. They are proactive moves, often years in the making, and they are worth watching. Progress in this area is incremental, but each change builds toward a larger outcome. The dinar's journey to global relevance is slow, but steps like this from Chase offer signs that we're on the path. Whether you're new to currency investing or have been watching the dinar for years, now is the time to stay informed, not reactive. Be deliberate. Track the data. Understand the motivations behind each financial move. That's how serious investors position themselves ahead of market shifts. And now we turn the conversation over to you. Do you believe Chase is preparing for something significant? Will this ripple effect spread across other U.S. banks? Is Iraq truly heading toward a revalued, stronger dinar? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear your analysis. Your insights matter and could help others navigating this complex investment space. If you found this update useful, remember to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss future developments. You've been watching Iraqi Dinar News, your trusted source for the most accurate, timely, and insightful coverage on Iraq's currency and economic outlook. We'll be back with more exclusive updates, so stay sharp, stay informed, and as always, thank you for being part of this community.